Yo, what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy B, and today I want to talk about this announcement post that the COD team made where they apparently banned over 900,000 accounts in Call of Dragons. And I want to read through this and share a little bit of insight to what we've seen, what we know, and what will be happening afterwards. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us up, because that's a lot. Thanks. Okay. In order to maintain a fair gaming environment, we have always taken a zero-tolerance approach towards the use of external scripts and third-party cheating software in Call of Dragons. Since the game's release, over 920,000 accounts worldwide have been permanently banned for cheating. Now, keep in mind, they're not saying that 920,000 accounts were just recently banned. They're saying since the beginning. Going forward, we will continue to improve our detection capabilities and will be taking the following steps to do so. Number one, using cheat tools will result in severe punishment. The use of automated scripts, exploits such as auto-idling tools or synchronizers or any other form of unauthorized software will result in immediate punishment. I think this is one of the reasons why they push, and I think why others talk about, well, yeah, just use the PC client, right? Or you can have two instances of the PC client up. Like I have two instances of the PC client up at all times. I have my main, or I guess semi-main, because not only do I use that to go and view things, I'll do some of my, semi-dailies, but I also use that account to communicate with people in game. So like if anyone ever wants to message me in game and they just can't do it on Discord, I give them my main account ID, or I'll tell them what my name is. And I show it off in a bunch of videos too as well, where people can reach out to me and correspond with me via that method, right? And or Discord. So you get now where it says players detected to have been using software. Such software will be subject to warning, suspensions, or permanent bans depending on the severity of the offense. And any resources or items gained unfairly will be confiscated. Please note that the use of cheat tools may compromise the security of your account or device. I had to hold that one in. Please make sure to only download and update the game via official platforms such as Google Play, the App Store, and or our official website. Okay. Sharing cheating. Now, let me talk about the software portion here, right? There are emulators, and I'm sure other things out there that exist. Again, we've briefly touched on some of these, but we're not going to go in and show you what they are or how you can access some of them based on my limited knowledge that you can utilize in the game. Now, I want to be pretty clear. My stance on this has always been very consistent. I don't think anyone is for cheating. But there are differences in levels to cheating when you think about things that are being done, like if I want to go scout caves, right? Versus, or I want to go clear fog, versus you having something automated to where you can keep gathering throughout the night while you're sleeping and you have no downtime. Doing things where maybe you're playing multiple accounts and you're syncing up those accounts and then that way it allows for you to move 10, 15, 20, 25 legions at the same time, right? These are examples of, and I view it more as like on the PvP side, right? Because you don't typically hear about, oh yeah, well, how dare those cheaters, clear the fog in 24 hours when it took me a week. You know what I mean? Like you're not hearing that. So, to put things into, I think, appropriate perspective, people are most likely referring, and what the game is usually referring to, are things that affect people on the PvP and the KvK sides. So, sharing cheating-related information is prohibited. Sharing guides, sure I don't die here, for plugins, tampered files, or any information regarding third-party applications through chat channels, community pages, or in-game will be subject to the following penalties, right? So automatic filtering or rule violating. Repeat offenders will be subject to muting for 24 to 72 hours. Organized cheating will lead to permanent account ban. Okay. I think all of these things sound fair, right? As far as what does the punishment look like? Some people may argue the punishment should be more severe initially, but that's here nor there. I'd be curious on what you guys think For people that are like actually really cheating, that have been proven, that aren't just false positives, like if someone is really caught cheating, what do you think the first, second, and third punishment tiers should be? Let us know. Number 3, report rule. Breaking behavior to keep the game fair. If you suspect that a player is cheating, please submit evidence via the following procedure. To report violations in game, tap your avatar, go to support, then press violation report, upload a screenshot, and the player's user ID. Reports will be processed within 24 hours. Now, keep in mind, I think a video would be better, but at the same time, I can only imagine how much load that would probably be on their end. And if again, maybe they don't need that to be provided, right? Maybe that's where, like, if there's follow up or something like that, and people want to provide that and or link, that could be something as well. Okay, number 4, keep your account safe. Don't share it. In order to keep your account secure, please, I like how they say don't share it. Please make sure you do not share it with anyone. This will prevent others cheating from affecting the use of your own account, and will allow you to avoid being unnecessarily subjected to warnings and suspensions. We will continue to improve our anti-cheating system so that players can enjoy an unadulterated strategy gaming experience. Thank you for helping us keep CallofDragons fair and fun. Okay. I mean, listen, people should share their accounts. First off, let's be clear. We're not advocating for people to share their accounts, but you should do so at your own risk. And I think that's always been very clearly apparent to people out there. And then the last thing I want to touch on is something that Gloria, but just, again, one of the peeps, had posted there from the COD team, which is about, and it takes you to a Farlight post where you can see, hey, here's all of apparently the people who got banned. And if I click on this, it zooms out and it'll like take me to like a page, right? And then if I go back out, it'll pull that page up and it lets me. Again, we can't see the full numbers of these people. That would be lovely. And I say that because it would just be nice to be able to go in game and like see who they were, or maybe there's no way to view them. And if that's the case, why blur it out? Right? I mean, there's games out there who will tell you the name of the player that they've banned. Like, they'll list out ban reports and they'll just give you the full player ID. They might not give you the player ID number or something more detailed, but whatever that in-game name is that they've been using, they'll provide you that. I don't see any issue necessarily with them having the IDs public. I guess you could make the argument on like, okay, well, if someone's on this list, then okay, and they're somewhat known-ish, right? Maybe they'll go in game and message them, or abuse them, or they'll be mean to them. Again, I can understand it from that angle. I mean, I don't know if that would happen, right? You'd have to allow us to see if anyone. I mean, I could tell you right now, the only thing I'd be curious on is just to go and look at the profile, right, and just look around a bit. So this is all to say, in culmination, that to me, I feel like it sucks because this came out May 27th. So we're talking about 2 weeks ago this was posted. The challenge, once again, comes down to, and again, they didn't say this publicly. It's like, this is my big thing, right? If I'm objectively looking at this and we're going to provide some fair constructive criticism, the one thing they didn't acknowledge here is the fact that false positives can occur. And we know that these can occur because we've talked about this. Right? Some of the biggest examples that we've given was when TA supposedly mass reported or reported people that were in GG. Right? Some of those members now, if they are still playing, would be in 30 NA. Right? But back when they were TA, that was probably the first popular one. The second popular one, or one that got a lot of attention, was the NTS cheating scandal accusations that were being made. And we know because we interviewed Mark, who's now the current R5, taken from Ma, or transferred from Ma to Mark. who leads NTS, right? One of the top fighting kingdoms, one of the most organized, structured, diligent fighting groups out there in the game. And they have been now for a number of seasons. They were accused once upon a time. It was a very big one. It's probably the biggest, really, for its time. And Mark told us in the interview that actual people from the dev team came into their Discord, did an investigation, asked them to run tests, asked them to open things, screen share, and they found that there was nothing wrong. So we know that these things can happen. It just, to me, would have been nice if they made a 0.5, which is that, listen, some, and this is not to say to harp on them and say like, oh my God, how dare you issue out false positives? How dare you ban people that aren't deserving? I get that there's going to be some margin of error. And it's like I said in the video yesterday where we talked about the gun situation. My whole thing is test things in batches, right? If you're improving the system, if you're testing the system out, if you know for a fact that there have been false positives before, which we know there have, why are you not taking extra steps and measures to work on fixing those in smaller batches, right? You don't need to apply things game-wide if what you're applying isn't really fine-tuned because of the amount of false positives that there are. And this isn't to say that there's not actually people cheating out there. I absolutely believe that there are some people, right? That there's a number of people. But we also know that there's a number of people that have been falsely banned. And that's the challenge. It's not about the people that you're getting that are cheating. It's more so about the people you're getting that you're banning that are not cheating, that is more negatively impactful on the game and the community than the good that you're doing. And I'm talking about from an optics perspective, right? Because if you ban people that are truly cheating, most of the time you're not going to see a lot of coverage on it. But if you ban people that are not cheating, and then it comes out later that, okay, and which again is good on them for doing that. Let's give the kudos where it is deserved. The fact that they have came out and they have stated in some degree that there are false positives, that if players feel that they've been unjustly banned, right, they need to reach out. So they have stated this. Maybe not as in big of a way as doing maybe a server announcement or something like that, or a full in-game announcement where it's just super clear and all up front. But it's just to say that if you know that this element exists, why does it just, to me, an outsider looking in, feel like there's not more care to that area? And that's what I would love to see, right? It's great that there is some accountability and there is a little bit of transparency from them. I wish there was a little bit more in that front, but a little is better than nothing. And so hopefully that'll just be something that the COD team builds upon. And yeah, like I said, this to me, it's all pretty straightforward. It's like, look, just don't cheat. But at the same time, hopefully, when they ban people, it's banning people that deserve to be banned, and it's not banning people and then, having them sit out an entire ban duration, or maybe they're able to get unbanned a little bit earlier, but it just feels like the damage is kind of already caused. And that's how I view it. I don't know if that's how other people view it, like if you've been banned or if you have friends that have been banned and it's affected, because when I think about this, it's not just about the people who were falsely banned, right? But it's also about the players that are in the Alliance or the Kingdom that had people banned, because it not only affects them, but it also affects you on how your KVK can play out. And that can directly affect your day-to-day playing experience and whether or not you're going to end up coming out with a positive or a negative outlook on that KVK season, depending on the results and how those play out. So, there's ripple effects, I guess is what I'm trying to say here at the end. However, I would love to know what your guys' thoughts are on this announcement that they had posted previously. Again, do you think this is enough? Do you think, hey, this is great what they did? This is more than enough for what they put out? Or no, maybe there should have been a little more. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's it for me. As always, until next time, we'll catch you later.